Greetings, beautiful nerds. Welcome to our 12th session of our new mini-series. I don't know why I keep saying new. We're not new. We're old at this point. We are in our teenage, young adult phase. We're in our 20s. Our mini-series, Our Flag Means Doom, exploring the homebrew world of Odromia with this lovable cast of crazy people. I'm excited to continue this adventure with these awesome heroes as they sojourn through this world, encountering all manner of new and exciting adventures. But who better to introduce themselves than our amazing cast, starting with Captain Blanche.
Hello, everybody. I am playing Captain Blanche. You've probably seen me as Farm Grown Nerd on TikTok if you've seen me at all. If not, whatever. I have another stream that I'm on Creator Bard's YouTube channel called Looking for Legends. Y'all want to come check us out? We're playing Candela Obscura.
Woo! Actually, he is amazing. He actually reached out to me just to say how he has enjoyed watching Our Flag Means Doom and how he thinks you're a terrific player, Kelsey. So, and I was just like, they are a creature of chaos and we are both blessed.
A horny creature of chaos.
Well, yeah.
No, that's not me personally. Give me a little bit of credit. Come on now.
Following up with that, we have Seth.
Hello, everybody. I am Seth. I am playing Hatch, the Dragonborn Blood Hunter, who has recently gone through a bit of a growth spurt and is, he's feeling some new feelings. And he's got hair in places that he shouldn't have hair because he's a Dragonborn. And, his joints hurt for some reason, which has never happened before. And you can find me on TikTok at Noctopus and Instagram and Threads at Noctopus.
Excellent. Brash Briggs.
Hey everybody, it's Andy. Also known as ValveMax010 on all the socials, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Twitter. I'm returning today to play one Loxodon first mate known as Brash Briggs, who's going through a lot of odd and confusing emotions. People that he thought were enemies are actually kind of cool. It's a lot to take in, but let's see where this goes.
Last but definitely not least, here's the question. Do they go by Dora or Pandora at this point?
Well, right now, we're definitely in our Dora phase. Hi, I'm Emma Musco, and I was playing Pandora, the Necromancer Extraordinaire, who's now just simply Dora. And we'll see how long that lasts. We're in a bit of I think we're all in a bit of, a change. These characters are going through some growth spurts in many different ways.
Metamorphosis.
A metamorphosis, both emotionally, spiritually, and physically.
And of course, as always, I am your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, Andy, aka Mr.DanDyDM, and I can be found on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the socials. If you happen to come across this episode and you enjoy it, please go back to episode 1 to see how we got here. But if you enjoy what you have seen so far with Our Flag Means Doom, please consider going over to Shadows of Ashkelon and the Survivors of Ashkelon to see what else is taking place within the world of Odromia. We do, of course, appreciate all of you who have liked and subscribed thus far. But now that we've got our introductions out of the way, let us continue once more into our 12th episode of Our Flag Means Doom. Captain Blanche, you feel that familiar sensation of being like your core being like tugged and pulled as you are suddenly with the ship, with your crew, with everybody except one person that you went to Bright Ray with. You suddenly are pushed back out of the bag, back into the waters of the Sea of Hilo. and you find yourself once more in the world of Odromia. You look around, and the sea is choppy, and you see storm clouds off in the distance. But you are once more within Odromia, back in a place where things make sense. You're not in a bag anymore. The bag itself falls harmlessly to the deck at your feet, Hatch. Hatch, the last thing that you remember seeing when you were in the bag was the town of Bright Ray. Pieces of it just sort of, it's almost like it was melting away and disappearing until finally the last vestiges of it are gone, leaving one solitary figure standing seamlessly upon an ethereal mirror-like surface, almost like a clear, on top of a clear lake almost, with a starry scape above. And that figure is, of course, Drakelt Nebris. Leaving them within the bag as basically in order to break the spell, break the curse, break the bond of the promise of this oath, they in a way fulfill it themselves by remaining inside the bag and returning the town of Bright Ray and its denizens to where they belong, which is, based off of what you know, somewhere on the coast of the kingdom of Nimrion.
Hatch picks up the bag. It feels weightless.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, what was the name of the Warforged?
Dozer.
Dozer. This is what happens when you leave on vacation. I forget things. I will go over to Dozer, bag in hand, and I'll go, Dozer, I think, my time as the warden of this is over. I think that it would be best in your hands. And I hold the bag out to him.
Oh no, those are sad. Those are sad.
Dozer's not. Andy is sad.
We got him already? Oh my gosh.
Sorry. Dozer looks down at the bag that you have in your hand that you are offering Hatch. And down at the bag, and you see that solitary ring that represents what you would assume to be his eye sort of glow that brilliant blue and then just blink as he sort of makes this moment of recognition. This is the quick save right here. And he takes the bag from your hand and he looks up at you and he says, "She did it. She did what she said she would promise to do."
In a manner of speaking, but it is, better than nothing. For that, she has my thanks.
Things such as this come full circle. My first encounter with Drakel was when I had to rescue a friend from a similar pocket dimension. I would say probably this experiment where she was creating pocket dimensions after pocket dimension. Bright Ray was probably one of the first in a long line of experiments. And is poetic that at the end, she finds herself back where she started.
I chuckle a little bit. Well, I guess I'm glad that her pocket dimension creating phase is over.
I will store this. And he opens up the compartment in his chest, and he takes the bag and he puts it safely within. He closes it. At this point, Felix sort of again apparates on his shoulder and just sort of like scuffles at the side of Dozer's head. And Dozer just sort of reaches up and pats Felix. I doubt this is the last we will see of Raquel.
No. The next time we see her, let it be happier times.
Indeed. And with that, Dozer proceeds down into the lower deck. Captain Blanche, after having just rematerialized upon the Sea of Hilo, you see, just because it's very apparent, just how choppy the sea is at this point, and sort of just, it's kind of rough and uncertain, and you do see off in the distance that there are storm clouds that are fast approaching. What do you do?
The second.
Hey, Cap. Yeah.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna be. Surely you see this already. Do you want to try and get the head of this and get out of this squall before we get, overtaken by it, or do you want to keep pushing away? It's up to you.
So while Brash has his eyes on the storm, Blanche has her eyes on where the bag disappeared, and she goes, "Wait, does this mean we're not getting our second half of that payment?"
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
To probably both those questions and exclamations, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'll kind of like whisper this part to her, since the crew don't really know this yet still. We do still have like a whole big ass trunk of platinum.
No, I know, but Pandora was so upset about her things.
I know. I'm trying to figure out a way to help her.
I don't envy your position.
Neither do I. But I think there's a little bit of thinking I got to do before I take that plunge, so to speak. But
Plunge?
first things first. What?
Nothing.
No, hold on. When did we start keeping secrets?
Don't worry about it. I understood. Don't worry.
Captain, come on now. Don't.
What?
I don't understand. What do you think I'm talking about?
She's walking up to the wheel. She's, I don't know. Nope. We don't need to talk about it. It's quite all right. I understand.
Like
It'll
over
be
the wind.
Little secret.
Over the wind, Brash is like, "What? Please clarify. I don't know what's going on."
Well, do you want me to shout it across the deck? I can.
I'd rather you didn't if it's something embarrassing.
Well, I guess it all depends on you.
What is the... You know what? I'm not going to do this right now. That is way more important. And I just gesture to the wall of black clouds that's coming in at us. I go, "We will talk about this later."
Well, yeah, you're gonna tell me about it later.
Because
It's like we're walking up
like,
the stairs.
I feel like you have misunderstood what I was saying.
Oh, really? There was
And
something
I feel
to
like this happens a
misunderstand?
lot. I still don't know what you're getting at.
Oh, don't worry. You can just take that plunge and it'll be our little secret.
What? Preserve what is tender. Preserve what is tender.
Yeah, that right there.
It's like a mantra that he's repeating. He's repeating the last words that he heard Drakel tell him. Because he's still trying to kind of figure out what it was she meant completely by that. He's got an idea, but it's a new wave of thinking for him. It's like, all right, okay, all right. Getting ahead of the storm, we're trying to find shelter. Which is it, Captain?
Getting ahead of the storm and hopefully in the process finding a shelter. If both can be done, that would be preferable.
Yes, ma'am. All right, I just need a head.
Ah, shoot. We're in the middle of the...
Can I just point something out? The crew of the Hair Trigger are without a doubt the worst pirates we have ever seen.
But you have seen of them.
You have seen them, yes?
You have seen of them.
You have
And
seen
technically, we are pirates.
Clinging
We are
to relevance by
wanted.
technicality.
We're wanted.
Shut up, Andy. You're not there. You don't see this.
I will. This was all Tyler, just sort of like talking in the corner.
So Tyler is the Andy
Tyler.
surrogate.
Still alive, I see.
Tyler's the big bad.
Ah, all right. Well,
Don't give him ideas.
that is terrifying. Please don't put that in my head.
All of his
We were-
trust fund powers.
Are we headed to Milhori? I'm trying to remember where we were going.
We are heading north to the
So-
Crystal Expanse, I believe.
That was where you were
That's-
originally headed.
Yep.
The Crystal Expanse was where you were planning to go, and you were going to deliver Drakel to the elves. Now
Yeah.
that Drakel is in a bag, that changes things, maybe?
Oh, I'm sure the elves can do something to it.
Well, maybe. But I
Well,
believe the original plan was restock in SELAMET, then head up north more.
Yes, I believe
Whatever
so.
we wanted to do.
I wasn't sure how far out into the Sea of Hilo we were. So if we're close enough to stop at Salamet and just hunker down until the storm is past, then I think that'd be preferable.
I forget. Is Selamet the town that's in, like, we have to travel sort of inland a little bit in like a river, or was that one on the coast?
Ice?
That's
Isn't it icy?
Alakar, I think.
Oh.
It's on the coast from what I remember, and it's like
Go to the map.
North Siristeer.
Like, are we gonna have to detour to get to Selamet,
So,
or can we just go straight up?
So the way it works is you were at Mbrecca, you had to go around this little peninsula that was sort of stretching out into the sea. Then you had to basically
Yeah.
head deep into this, Sea of Hilo. And then you sort of like cut in back going east towards Salamet. Salamet is also right on the coast.
Right. Okay, there it is.
I'm looking on my map.
Yeah, it is Alakar. I don't know who said that, but yeah, it's Alakar. That's the one that's like inland.
Oh,
Yeah, I was looking
we're
at the map.
I was thinking we were headed back to Nimrion. Whoa, completely
Oh,
off.
that's-
I was also thinking
Very
that
far
at
away.
first.
Yeah,
before I
no, that's
Yeah.
not where we're going. Not
I
where we're going.
reconfirmed with Dozer, and he was like, "Actually, it's right there." And I'm like, "Oh,
You're like, right? Yes, I know that.
Oh, okay, I get it.
So just as a refresher, Bright Ray was a town that was located within the kingdom of Nimrion.
Right.
Bright Ray, based off of last session, was returned to that. Yeah, at least from what you can tell, with Drakel taking the place and affirming their place within the bag, has freed the town of Bright Ray. The Crystal Expanse is the top, basically most portion of the map.
Right. It's the north of the cold.
El Hathir is in the center of the Crystal Expanse. That's the capital, but you would be heading to Amalrian or Umanthalas.
Okay, cool. If we were to continue north, that's where we would be headed.
You would head to either one of those places, and you would get all of these places along the northern coast of the Crystal Expanse are all city elves or
Shoot,
elven cities.
we ain't even at SELAMET yet. We got a ways ahead of us.
Yep.
Salamander.
I do think that getting pulled into port at SELAMET until the storm passes is still a better idea than watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll also give us time to come up with a better game plan
Up to Sage,
what are we
up to
doing?
Saja.
than just north.
I mean, if all
SELAMET
we're interested in is the money, I think Amalrion might be the best place to drop Dozer off. But if we want to see Drakel to her destination, maybe Umanthalas would be better.
Hatch is just.
Hatch's brain has had 2 beers already.
He's still emotionally raw.
Yeah, from that level
Yeah,
up.
I'm still. Yeah,
That
I'm
level
still
up took a lot out of him.
reeling from past experiences.
There's a lot to unpack.
We'll come up with the specifics once we hit shore. For now, let's just get out of this.
Okay. All right. So our desire is to get through the storm and get to SELAMET.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, please.
In that case, what I'm going to need everyone to do, well, not everyone. Before we get through to that, Dora, where are you?
Back in the kitchen, opening
A
a new
Zanny?
bottle. Yeah,
Just a new bottle of Zanny.
she's actually moved on to drugs.
Oh, she's hitting the harder shit.
She
You
was
better
like-
not be in my box white wine.
My Franzia methadone.
I think, yeah, I think she's back to numbing herself. So she's back in the kitchen, just like, having not consuming as much, but it's become a bit of a trend for her just to hang out in there. Maybe she'll try to make something that Friedrich used to make for her. It doesn't work, and then so she just gives up and just goes back to drinking, and reads
What
her
would you
erotica.
want to make?
Forgot about that.
Erotica. I think Friedrich treated her very much like a queen and a princess, so he'd try to make her like little finger sandwiches that were utterly horrible. But they were like he'd like made sure to like do little cutouts, like the little cookie cut, like he tried to make like little shapes and little characters. So I think she tries to like cut off the crust and make herself a sandwich, and it's shit, and it looks like shit, and she gives up, and she's just eating like uncrustless bread now.
Fucking Uncrustables.
You took a cookie cutter to a Philly cheesesteak.
Bad bento.
Yeah, exactly. It's a horrific bento. It's a crime scene.
Oh my God.
One of us going to talk to Pen. This is me, Seth, saying this out of character. Is one of us going to try and pull her out?
Blanche
That's the
will.
plan.
Yeah. Okay,
If it becomes a problem, I can fix it.
Well, I'm just like we gotta
No,
talk to Dora.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
we're
but-
all just trying to like figure out what are we gonna say to her.
I know. Like I'm not a therapist.
How's this episode of intervention gonna go?
Oh no, y'all don't know what to say. Blanche knows exactly what to say. She's just like she's doing her thing. What? Leave her alone.
Leave her alone. Let her
That's-
spiral. Got it.
That's not exactly how we were viewing that though.
All spirals stop eventually.
Once you hit rock bottom, there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
Quote.
No,
She'll
gonna join her for a couple glasses of wine. She's like, oh, you're on a bender. Hell yeah, I'm coming.
Pandora slides over the most recent erotica.
Okay, Brash, you and I at one point we're gonna have to talk.
Agreed.
So, now that we've established the whereabouts of Dora, I need a couple things. Captain Blanche, I need you to give me a. This is going to be a perception check. I need you to give me a perception check. Hatch, I need you to give me a dexterity check. And
Hell
Brash, I need you to give me a strength check.
New and improved Hatch. That's a 21.
I was gonna say now now I'm watching your numbers and going, damn.
This is gonna be where it ends, though.
The emotional resolutions are hitting. Natural 20.
Let's
Goddamn.
fucking go. Let's fucking rock, man.
We're gonna kill
Who
Pandora.
knew Hatch was the weakest link the entire time?
I knew. I designed him to be the weakest link.
Fucking kill her.
I built it
You
that
are
way.
the weakest link. Goodbye.
Bye.
8.
Oh, my friend
That
won
was an
that
8?
show recently.
So Captain Blanche,
We're gonna come back to that later.
the beginnings of rain has started to just come down on the deck and instantly coating the sails, and like making the deck incredibly slippery. You hop up onto the wheel and are now using your weight to sort of like balance and like steer the ship with your entire body. You've managed to do this successfully at the helm, but as you are doing it, you are also trying to like see your way through the storm. Hatch, you are moving with the rest of the crew. Suddenly you feel like with this new surge of whatever obstacle or block Drakel removed from you and from the people of Bright Ray, suddenly you feel this surge of power within you. And suddenly everything becomes incredibly clear. Suddenly you're moving with incredible grace and nimbleness and athleticism as you move across the deck, assisting all of the other crew members with their tasks. Brash, you right along with Hatch, you see where the storm is coming from, and you immediately are grabbing like all of these things passing, and the two of you working in tandem on these tasks actually increase the efficiency of the crew. And the crew sort of just naturally absorb you, Hatch, into as one of their own. Whereas before you were kind of seen as a little bit of a liability. But now you are very much a functioning member of this crew. Unfortunately, as you are moving, suddenly you realize that the going is getting very, very tough. And it's at this point that one massive wave suddenly smacks right into the side of the ship. And you feel just this impact as suddenly the ship suddenly lurches all the way to one side. And suddenly you see just, it is getting increasingly dark as the clouds above are not letting in any of the sunlight. And in fact, you have no idea what time of day it is at this point. And suddenly cracks of lightning suddenly streak down, touching off the water, and suddenly like spider webbing around the ship. And you see just the like illumination of everybody's faces, almost as turning the scene around you into daytime, as these lightning strikes are coming down with increasingly close proximity to the ship. Some of them touching off atop one of the top sails. As this, you feel this massive crest of a wave. The ship, the hair trigger's riding this wave, and then suddenly coming down on the other side. Basically, have you ever seen any videos on TikTok or Instagram of like the North Sea and how
I've been on North
treacherous
Sea
it
Talk.
can be? And just seeing like how like suddenly you'll see the wave in front of you, and then you see this massive trough that suddenly it's like the floor drops out from underneath you. That's what happens. You are riding a wave, and then suddenly and suddenly the front end of the ship is no longer in the water. And the ship starts to skim across the top, and then suddenly impacts the water below. Meanwhile, the wave above is just crushing down on top of the ship. I need everybody to give me dexterity saving throws. Except for you, Dora, you're in the kitchen.
Damn it. Old Hatch comes back.
Oh, I wouldn't feel it even below deck?
You're below deck.
You wouldn't fall out of the boat.
Oh, that's fair. Well, okay. Well, if it's that bad, I'll come up and help. I don't know what I can do.
Are you able to?
You can give us Lunchables.
I'm just saying, like...
I was going to say, also, what can she do?
Well, that's the thing.
You can give us some Xanax
Pandora.
for the situation.
Pandora was very much a white leather glove, lady genteel.
My fair lady.
Yes.
But what kind of a person is Dora?
Dora's a bit more rough and tough, so she'd probably be able to help with, like, ropes and shit.
A more off-white glove.
She's... No, it's sooty black.
Yeah.
It is small Victorian pauper child.
Yeah, this is a half orc who grew up on the rough and tumble streets of the Shadow Ford in Ashkelon. So
Absolutely. So she'll come up and help with ropes and stuff.
okay. In that case, I would like you to give me an intelligence check.
Oh, thank Christ.
I shouldn't be up here. Back to the kitchen.
What the fuck? I have 42 hit points. Goes
Why
back
is
down.
why is everyone up here?
And to base intelligence or intelligence save?
Just an intelligence check, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the booze is clouding her judgment. That's a 13.
A 13. Okay. So on a 13, you come up from the galley and you immediately just sort of like look around. You see the storm. You see the waves. You see the lightning. And I don't need you to give me a dexterity saving throw. I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no.
No.
As I puke all over the deck.
I mean, now's the time when it's raining.
As I Yakosaurus. 11.
Okay, I'll get back to that. Dexterity saving throws. What did everyone get?
7.
A 7?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
12.
Guys!
12?
I rolled a natural 1.
No! Blanche is so small!
Well, wouldn't you know it? That is just fantastic, guys. As you come down the trough, you come in, the hair trigger is like nestled into the trough of this, like between these two massive water waves. Suddenly, the one directly in front crescendo and then crashes down on top of the hair trigger, sweeping every single one of you into the water.
Every single one?
Not for long.
Not you, Pandora.
Oh! But they're too little. Blanche is too small.
Did I see them, all, Blanche and Brash?
Give me a perception check.
Okay, all right. Now's the time.
I'm not a
Disadvantage.
druid. I don't have nature spells.
I got a natural 0.
Nice.
Oh, wait, no, perception. Why did I rolled with a disadvantage for some reason? I don't know why. It would have been a 2, no matter what.
Okay, guys, we're gonna drown.
No, I have a sword. My sword.
No, you're in the
potions.
kitchen. We're gonna drown.
Yeah,
No, she's not in the kitchen
weed.
anymore.
Oh, yeah. Then we're all gonna drown.
Last episode.
Okay, Hatch, you do not see, you suddenly just water fills every single sense around you. All you hear is water. All you smell is the salt, the salty brine of the ocean. All you taste in your mouth as your mouth fills with salt water and almost goes further than that into your lungs. You are underwater. and you see the only thing that you're able to see in this moment is the periodic flashes of light that illuminate the hair trigger's hulk above you. This is happening the same for the two of you, Brash and Captain Blanche. We will get to how we deal with that once we've resolved what happens with Pandora. Pandora, you got an 11
Yeah.
on your wisdom save.
Yeah.
Pandora, you walk out from the galley, you see the storm, you see the flashes of light,
Oh no.
and suddenly you're not transported in your mind or anything like that, but you're suddenly seeing flashes of Ashkelon.
Oh no, not the PTSD.
And
Oh no.
every single scream of the crew as several of the crew members see Captain Blanche get swept over the side along with Brash and Hatch, and they're screaming, and you hear these screams sort of, and they fill your senses, and suddenly it's like everything is happening incredibly slowly in front of you. And you see Tyler and Grack immediately with ropes wrapped around their waist suddenly jump headfirst into the sea froth to grab for Captain Blanche and Brash and Hatch.
So was that a fail? Technically?
You are paralyzed in this moment, just standing in the doorway.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's having a full-on like anxiety attack if she's paralyzed. Right?
I will come back. I will give you another opportunity to roll another wisdom save once we have resolved how to get them back on the boat.
Yeah, we gotta get them back on the boat.
I am going to... Okay. Well, that's high. Oh, that's even better. Captain Blanche, your fur is soaked. Your eyes just feel like the salt water just go right into them, and it stings. You feel like your lungs just suddenly fill with water, and you're just like struggling. I need you to give me I'll say you can choose either strength or dexterity checks to see if you can get control enough to get to the surface. You are muted.
That's a 13.
Okay. You are able to, you're almost able to like break the surface, and then suddenly another wave just suddenly crashes down on top of you. But you are able momentarily to sort of get some air. Just as you feel Tyler's, sort of his wing suddenly grab up and around you and sort of like grab a hold of you around the waist and sort of hold you there. Meanwhile, Grack, he rolled a 19 on his perception check to see if he could spot you, and you feel that you feel hands sort of grab you around the belt and just like hold you in place and just like begin to like just strong hands just reaching the waves, just holding you and like levying you up as best he can. He's a tiefling and you're a massive loxodon, so I need you to give me either a strength or dexterity, and the same thing with you, Hatch.
Okay. What if I don't necessarily want to fight it?
What?
What if I don't necessarily want to fight? This is for like trying to reach the surface, right? This
Correct.
And, I mean, I have my sword. I was just going to like.
Okay.
I was just gonna spin in place. Like I don't know if I necessarily cared to fight this really.
Okay.
I'll give you the strength check anyway, just in case. The 7.
7. Okay.
Sword.
Brash, what did you get?
I went with a strength check as well. That's a 14.
Okay. You are able to also get to the surface, and you are able, helped along with Grack, just sort of helping just buoy you, as he is also sort of pulling along. You can see as you break the waves, you see both you and Captain Blanche, you see some members of the crew yanking on the lines, pulling your fellow crewmates that have you in tow closer to the ship and closer to the side and the railing, so you're able to get back aboard. At this point, I'll say Captain Blanche, give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception.
Wait a minute. Never mind.
It's an 18.
An 18. As you break the waves with Tyler holding you aloft, you see that one of the top sails, one of the sails has been cut almost in two and is almost completely useless, as the hair trigger doesn't have anyone at the helm currently, and it's sort of being tossed around like a toy boat almost. So at that point, Dora, I need you to give me another wisdom save.
Come on, baby girl. You got to get your shit together. Oh, honey. Honey, come on.
Pretty good roll.
An 8?
No.
An 8 is not
Pretty
good,
good.
Seth.
That's pretty good. Right?
No.
So at this point, it's no longer flashes of Ashkelene, it's flashes of being held in captivity aboard the Charybdis Marauder vessel, and then shipped to the Grim Talbot, where you were held in prison before you were liberated by the crew of the Hair Trigger.
Yeah, I think the image of her last sight of her grandfather is just playing on loop, over and over and over and over, and you can't break it. It's just constant replay. Damn it, Dora! Get your fucking shit together.
I bet I can help.
Oh yeah, smack her.
Coming back to y'all, actually, we'll go with Hatch first.
Okay. I'm just gonna grab the hilt of the sword off on my back and just spin in a circle and just think real hard. Deck of the ship, deck of the ship, deck of the ship.
There's no place like home.
Okay.
There's no
I
place
click
like
my
home.
heels together. You've
I
watched
heard
Wizard
you.
of Oz, right, Sword?
You hear the voice of the sword in your own head. Just say, "Oh my, we are in a spot of bother, aren't we? Yes, deck of the ship." And you dimension door from beneath the waves suddenly, and you are suddenly, but because of the way the ship is constantly moving, you are suddenly the dimension door, which was originally right on the deck of the ship. Suddenly the deck of the ship drops, and you are 5 feet above the deck, and so it's not as graceful an entrance as you would have expected. But you suddenly are just like, okay, we're here, we're all good.
I hug my sword. Good's a good sword. That's a real good sword.
Meanwhile, Brash and Captain Blanche, you're being hauled back up aboard the top main deck of the Hair Trigger. Still, there is no one at the helm.
Can I see Pandora?
Pandora is standing in the entryway, basically standing in front of the stairs that would descend down below deck towards the galley. Mm-hmm. She is just standing at the top of the stairs, just looking at everything. With a dazed expression.
Okay. I'm going to look at Grak and Tyler. Sheet in on the mainsail, get it out of the wind, and run downstairs towards Pandora.
Oh, so she's at the top. So she's on the main deck, but at the top of the stairs.
Okay, well, I'll run over to her then.
Okay.
I'll
Pandora!
run to the helm while she does that.
Bond, if she's paralyzed, right?
You're still. You're just gonna wind up and smack her.
Yeah, I ain't got
Okay.
much oomph behind it.
Baby furry pop.
You
Toby's
do a
too
little
base.
bunny hop and you just like, and you just smack her right in the face. Pandora, that is enough to like sort of jar you out of whatever like fugue state you were in, as you suddenly are very much brought back to the very fraught situation that the entire crew finds themselves.
Oh, that didn't fucking hurt at all. Oh shit! I'll help with the sails.
And you see her sprint over to help one of the guys, and she's an orcish gal, so you know she's wearing like, you see her roll up her sleeves, and she's actually surprisingly kind of built. As she starts to just like grab one of the ropes and just heave down, and help the others.
Blanche will hop in on that too.
Okay.
Hop in.
Brash, I need you to give me, as you reach the helm, I need you to give me a perception check.
Oh, hell.
That's a 7.
I was about to say, I want to like that giggle.
You're
The most
pretty,
tender.
Oh, that's a 7.
The most tender.
That was way too happy for something that wasn't that good.
Yeah, it was. That was delusions. What that was.
We're getting the
how
low
one would
rolls
go.
out now. The low rolls
Yeah.
are getting out now. For
Yeah,
the
in
rest
this very
of the session.
casual
I
time.
didn't even
Very
bother to
casual
ask
moment.
because I'm very certain it's not. It didn't have anything to do with my smell, did it?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
It was the slow lean and no.
Now.
Not to be a bitch, but no.
No.
Not to be a dick, but no.
Okay.
Saying.
Okay. Brash, you grab hold of the tiller, which is no longer spinning, which means that the hair trigger is no longer like turning almost parallel to another rogue wave that is now just about to hit it. You immediately like turn the tiller right into the ship, so suddenly it's almost looking like the poster of like that movie Perfect Storm with Mark Wahlberg, of those like north whatever island fishermen who like were stuck in that nor'easter, and it's just like whoop, 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 and the Emma knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, dude. The perfect storm.
The problem is that you see it too late. And you
Oh,
are
no.
able to get it
Oh,
so that
no.
you're almost going fully up this wave, but you are coming at it at too much of an angle. And right now, you're surfing on a wave with this ship. I need you to give me a strength check to see if you're actually able to control the trajectory of the ship as it is now hanging 10.
Surf's up, bro. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that, but that was a natural 20.
Oh my god. Don't
I'm not
introduce
kidding.
it like
I'll take a picture
that.
of it right now.
You don't
I'm not
introduce
kidding.
it like that. You introduced it like it was a nat fucking 1. You're like, I'm
Well,
so sorry.
I freaked out because I was like, it'd be rad if this was a natural 20.
You
And
gotta
then I
call
got
your
it, and I was
20s.
like, holy shit.
You always gotta call your 20s.
Oh my god, I was so fucking nervous.
I was like, if
So
that's
was
the
I.
one, we're gone. We're dead. We're full on fucking dead.
It'll just be a land-based piracy campaign.
Just so you have that.
You ready for your new character?
Oh,
folks?
Jesus. Okay.
Whew. Oh, my
Now-
heart.
In the realms of Surastir and Nimrion, in the world of Odromia, the sport of surfing is not canon and is definitely not a thing that anyone would advise anyone do with a ship the size of a schooner. But in this moment, years and years and years from now, when the crew of the Hair Trigger have finished all of their adventures and they have returned to their port of call, and they've built up impressive lives for themselves from all of the booty that they have accumulated over their many, many years of respectable piracy. They will tell of this one moment when they were caught in a storm off the coast of Suristir, near the port of SELAMET, where a freak storm suddenly arose and a wave that nearly crushed the ship, save for the bravery and heroics of one noble Loxodon named First Mate Brash Briggs. And in this moment, he decided to make the storm his bitch.
Let's go, dude.
That's how we'll tell the story. But for now, everybody fucking grab something.
Exactly. Everybody,
I think I will scream that as we're going. I was like,
yeah.
Hold the fuck on!
Yeah, suddenly you hear this massive trumpeting sound as, Brash, you just let out a warning knell to everybody on the top deck and in the rigging, who are seeing this wave just suddenly come at them. And you see suddenly, Brash, you realize that if you continue to turn the ship straight up, it is not going to work. So you suddenly cut into the wave, and you turn it, and you realize that you're now slowly turning it so that it is surfing down along the side of it. This is giving, what's that that death-defying beach in Australia? Does anyone remember?
Death Beach?
Death Beach. It is notorious. It's one of the most dangerous beaches, I think, in the world, I think. There's that. And then there's that, if anyone watched one of the most recent Star Trek movies, when the crew decide to, like, take their ship and, like, surf along the... I'm being way too nerdy right now.
I don't remember this.
Anyway. It is an impressive sight, to say the least. And while Brash may have saved the ship, we'll see if he has saved any of y'all. I need everybody, save for... Because Captain Blanche got Pandora below deck. Or no. Pandora is fine. I need everybody I need everybody to give me a dexterity saving throw. And I'll say that you can do it with advantage because Brash has put you in a much better spot to do it.
Hell yeah.
Oh!
That is an 8.
That's an 8.
16.
16, okay.
That's another 7.
Nice!
We're up, we're down. We're up, we're down.
Even at advantage? Even at advantage?
The first roll was a 5, the second one was a 2.
Oh!
And I have a +2.
Oh, no.
I can fall off this boat. I can fall off this boat 9 more times.
Wait, Chelsea, what'd you roll? Chelsea.
12.
12.
You got a 12?
First one was
Okay.
a natural one.
Oh!
Yeah.
Kelsey, or Captain Blanche and Pandora, you are okay. You are able to grab on for dear life.
Our arms
Captain
are
Blanche,
tangled in the ropes.
you have the foresight to immediately, as you see the wave coming, you immediately wrap a piece of rope that is attached to some rigging immediately around your waist. And you get swept up with the wave, but then you are deposited back down on the deck. Pandora, with your strength, you latch on to the rigging that you're on, the rigging that's sort of like going up one of the sails, and you just like grab on for dear life. And you feel Sindir, the furball, also sort of like hold you and like grab on and make sure that you don't move.
I think she yaks a bit too. She's drunk too much, and now
No one will know.
No one will know, but she does.
Sindir
It'll wash off
It's
the
a-
deck in the storm.
A face of mangoes.
Cinder will
and
remember
peaches.
this. Cinder will remember.
Up in the
in
corner.
years gone by. Sindir the
remember this.
furball after they have no. I'm just-
Remember that time you yacked on my face? Here's a knife in your throat. This is for that.
At this point, though, Hatch, and I will. You rolled a 7 or 8. Okay.
8 and 7.
8 and a 7. Hatch, give me a perception check to see if you see Brash.
Save him!
Why am I keep rolling at disadvantage for some reason? Why did I do that?
You're still on your old stats.
I guess, yeah. That's a 10.
Okay. You spot through the torrent of water that hits the ship. You see Brash just as you're about to get swept off the main deck. I will give you the opportunity to give me a strength check just to grab him.
Yeah. That is a 17.
Taking
you with me.
You hook Brash's arm, and you feel like him suddenly recognize that you're grabbing him, and you just feel like both of you just sort of lock right there. As you are about to get swept off, Brash, I will you give me a strength check to see if you can grab onto the ship to make sure that you don't get swept over.
I got
if the pattern continues, this next roll should theoretically be good.
Yeah.
Or
Nat 20.
Almost
a
dropped my
4.
dice.
4.
It was not a 4. But it was a 13.
Okay. All right. It is close. And you're not able to grab onto the side of the ship, but you are able to grab onto one of the ropes that was abandoned that originally Tyler and Grack had used when they had jumped into the water to save you. You grab onto this loop, and you feel the loop suddenly bite into the skin of your hand as it suddenly tightens, and you feel like the salt water just suddenly cut into your skin, and you are now dangling off the side of the ship, sort of riding the wave along with the ship, right behind it.
We're both dangling off the same two ropes. Like I grabbed one, he grabbed the other.
Well, no, Hatch is actually holding on to Brash. Brash is holding on to the rope.
Gotcha.
Can I attempt to throw Hatch back onto the deck if I'm close enough?
Well, actually, I think Hatch is probably get better at saving the two of you in this moment.
Fair enough.
Guys are like the monkeys in the barrel right now.
First mate, trust me. Let go of the rope.
Are you out of your mind?
Yes, I'm out of my mind. Let go of the rope. I'm out of my mind. Let go of the rope.
That's not instilling me with much confidence. And I'm still feeling myself losing the grip steadily.
I take out my sword and I draw it, the circle beneath us. We're gonna get back on the ship. Back on the ship. I'm saying this more to the sword than I am to Brash, but I'm also saying it to Brash. Gonna get back on the ship now.
Fine, and then I'll let go.
And then
Again, you were deposited at this time 10 feet. So you both take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you sort of suddenly appear 10 feet above the deck and then and sort of slam down on top of the wood.
before that would have almost knocked me out.
I'm still screaming a good 2 seconds after we've hit the deck.
First mate, you have this spell. I don't know why this is so weird for you. Come on.
I'm gonna be real with you. I forgot you could do that.
Yay, and I shake the sword. I'm high on power right now.
Thank you,
Anyone
guys.
else fall off the boat?
It is at
sound
this
off?
point, as you guys are sort of collecting yourself on the deck, you see that Tyler has managed to grab the helm and is still control, sort of steering into the same trajectory that Brash had originally had. So the ship is still going and continuing, or did I say Hatch or Brash? Did I say no? It's Brash. Yeah, the same trajectory that Brash had originally planned for the ship to go in. And finally, you manage to see that you're able to get out of this particular trough, and are able to get into extremely choppy waters, but out of this rogue wave situation. This point, you see the lightning just sort of like crackle all around you, and you see the very top of the main masts of the ship, of the hair trigger, are glowing this brilliant green.
Our ship is glowing green?
The top sails of the ship and the crow's nest are glowing a brilliant green.
I went to go
Almost
see
like
what
From
a
the
that-
lightning strike?
crackling lightning, yes.
Oh, so it's not magic, it's lightning. Okay.
But green is not a lightning color.
I know, I want to go
Nope.
go identify it.
This is a Brash and Captain Blanche. You would recognize this to be, they would call it something different in this world, but this is the equivalent of St. Elmo's fire.
Oh.
That's a movie.
That's a song!
Not a lightning.
It's a song!
Andy 2 gives Andy 1 a knowing look.
Because he watched something. He's seen something.
That's all I'm gonna say, though.
From which
Anyway.
campaign? Is it Shadows?
I'm not telling you.
Is this
Tell
a
us.
is this
You gotta
a
go watch it
Brash
for yourself.
Is this
Which
a Brash
one?
specific thing?
No, I think this is connected to another campaign.
No.
No?
Pretty sure it's a movie.
At any rate.
Wow, I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, we're all
but
talking about some
Please,
nonsense right now.
Andy, message me on the side, please, so that I know what you're talking
We're gonna throw out a bunch
got
of
you, I got you.
guesses.
I'm gonna keep guessing until someone tells me!
I looked up
I'll
St.
never
Elmo's
tell you.
Fire. I still don't think that this is lightning.
Are you talking about the electrical?
I still think this is a 1985 romance comedy starring Rob Lowe and Emilio Estevez.
Comes up from below deck. It's like, hey guys, what I'd miss.
We have Emilio Estevez on deck. Everybody, get out a copy of The Mighty Ducks.
Bro. Don't even joke. I love that movie so much. Anyway, the top of the mast is glowing green, crackling with electricity, but like green electricity is what you said?
Yes.
Okay. And there's no way we would recognize what that could possibly be.
Can I go identify it?
Oh.
Yeah, can Dora identify?
Can
She's
I
on deck
identify
still.
it?
If I'm Googling the Wikipedia right, this is actually something that you and I, Brash, in particular, as sailors should know. It's literally called St. Elmo's Fire, in which luminous plasma is created by a corona discharge from a rod-like object, such as a mast, spire, chimney, or animal horn. This is so cool! Thank you for making me Google this!
Man, that's not Rob Lowe.
The more you know.
I know this.
The more you know.
I am
Yeah.
interested to see what Andy was thinking, though.
I'm trying to find your DM in Discord so I can message you.
I'm just gonna read the plot
Here
to
we go.
St. Elmo's Fire.
I was going to read the plot to St. Elmo's Fire.
You could play the song too.
Is it more known as a song or as a movie?
I know.
I don't know. I know it. I knew it as a song before I knew it as a movie.
St. Elmo's Fire.
I remember last year, I listened to that song on repeat while I mowed the lawn several times.
Oh, that was my running song.
Okay, I just sent you a question.
I don't know how they'd feel
okay.
knowing that their song was like a chores song.
Oh.
I mean, listen.
I understand why you would think that.
Okay.
St. Elmo's Fire.
No, the very topmost points of the mass are glowing this ominous green color that seems to be following several of the contacts that lightning has made to the very tops of these masts. Some sailors view it with suspicion. Some sailors view it as a sign of blessing. The gods have literally struck our ship, and we are marked.
That should
The
have
gods
feel like a blessing.
we're marked for protection. Others others less superstitious or others less religious are just like, no, we got hit by lightning, and this is
And this is where we
what
die.
Fucking
Pandora.
stupid. Yeah.
Actually, Pandora, give me a history check, because we'll see what whether you know anything or not.
Yeah,
No,
what would they
very-
call that here?
She's very sick. She's the sea and the booze and shit. It's an 8, so her mind is not in the right place.
You are just all just frothy seawater right now.
Not a good
Sindir just sort of looks at you and is just like, "Are you going to be okay?"
Oh Jesus, that's how they sound.
Are you gonna be all right?
I just realized I've never had Sindir speak at all. Yes, Sindir does sound a little bit like Goofy.
Oh my God!
Navi?
What in the Kingdom Hearts?
Just,
God,
you
I
know,
gotta
the
be
Goofy
back
movie.
Pandora.
Pandora, are you gonna be okay?
Oh God, Dora's like, just stop fucking talking, please.
It's real.
Anywho, at this point, as you all are sort of recollecting yourselves and sort of holding on for dear life, Tyler has managed to get you out of the roughest portion of the ocean during this storm, and he's able to see just the sliver of light in the clouds that are just coming where the sun has broken through, and he's just sort of following that light. Until finally the rain, the ship capsizes. The rain begins to slacken. The lightning becomes fewer and more far between. The mainmasts have stopped, slightly glowing. The wind is not as fierce or as turbulent as it was before. And you all are okay. And you have managed to survive a storm upon the Sea of Hilo.
Hatch collapses to his knees and just, woo! Fuck yeah! Oh my God, what a rush! That was incredible.
Brash will walk by him as he's saying that, and will be in the middle of a 3, touch the top of your head, Hatch. And he's just going around all the crew members, doing a head count. 4, 5, 6.
Who doesn't have their buddy?
Sarah's yakking over the deck.
He almost taps Pandora on the head, and then she throws up.
Okay, you're fine.
7. Keeps walking. Just making sure that everybody's here.
Blanche is sitting at the top of the stair, just water everywhere, all in my nice coat. I'm ridiculous. She's shaking, and then poof ball.
12 into the mass of the fur.
Blanche is a living Pixar character. A living R-rated Pixar character.
Yes, it's Zootopia, but TVMA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic way to put that.
Oh, please tell me somebody can see shore.
More importantly, can you see the man who sells seashells down by the seashore?
I was like, what is happening now?
He's right there.
He's right.
Bully that man.
Can I take a gander out and see if there's land?
Yes. Give me a perception check.
That man is
Okay.
not real.
A nat 1.
Yeah.
I cannot get a read on
Okay.
what your rolls are.
Neither can I.
I just assume nat 1s.
I've gotten to the point where false arrogance and pride will get me pretty far, but I'm doing it retroactively late. So it's after I've already rolled.
Instead of a spyglass, could I cast Arcane Eye to see if we can see how far we are from shore?
Throw up Arcane Eye for me.
You want me to read through real
In the
quick?
Discord.
Oh, in the Discord. Okay, cool.
Because it sounds awesome.
Yeah, and she will...
This old eyeball.
Yeah, she will, as she's like, over the side, grabbing her wand from her thigh holster and just like shakily, head still over the bow, but, arm pointing over, like lazily, like waving in the air, trying to cast Arcane Eye.
Okay, so with this Arcane Eye, you're able to move the eye, this invisible eye, out in any direction for forever, basically.
Forever.
Based off of where you know the coast should be, sort of where the sun is, or the sunlight is coming from, and what your original heading was before the storm. I'll say give me an intelligence check.
Oh, the Kazos have been going so well today.
I know so well.
She's been struggling today. Come on, kid. 17. Okay, finally. The yakking helped.
You cast this eye. Actually, it probably did because it got rid of all of the booze.
Out of her system.
And suddenly you are able to approach it with a clearer head. And you cast this eye out, and you just keep sending it until finally you see the sandy beach of the coast of Suristir. And is just, in terms of the beach, it's just rain. There's just rain there right now. And you see there's it appears to be off in one direction up north along the coast. There appears to be a fishing village, and then further south it appears to be there's another ship that's sort of closer to the land.
Okay, the flags hopefully on the ship are not of the
The Charybdis.
The Charybdis
They're not of the
Marauders.
Charybdis Marauders, no.
Okay, cool. Just a regular other ship. Cool. Cool. So would I be able to tell, given that as an action I move it up to 30 feet, could Pandora calculate, basically every turn how far they are from shore based on how far
you're a couple miles away from shore.
Okay, a couple miles, that's fine. Dora will shout over her shoulder, "It's fine. This just a couple miles. It's that way. We're good. We're good." And just kind of like head on any cool surface she can find, like tile bathroom floor. Like nice cold, please.
Somebody please hold my hair.
Somebody hold my hair.
Given that Tyler adjusts the heading ever so slightly. Meanwhile, a lot of the crew, after they have shored up the vessel, made sure that everything was tied down and all the rigging is where it should be. A lot of them have battened down the hatch, and they're under the main deck. They've gone below deck, under the main deck, and they are having basically some kind of, it's kind of hard to determine what time of day it is because you didn't know what time of day it was when you arrived back in the material plane. So you come back and they decide they're going to have breakfast.
I mean, we did see, you mentioned a shaft of light in the middle of it, so it must be daytime of sorts, at least.
Yep.
It's not pitch black, so it can't be nighttime.
Yeah.
No.
I'll go down and I'll help make breakfast.
Okay. Alrighty. Are we, Captain? Are you taking the helm, or Brash? Are you taking the helm while this is happening, or are we leaving that to Tyler?
If Brash wants the helm, she'll leave it to him. But if he wants to go down and do breakfast, then she'll be.
I think I'd go relieve Tyler of the helm just so he can go have some breakfast. But as he kind of heads down there, I'll stop him. I'll go, Tyler, it's damn fine work, son. And I will actually extend my hand out to him for a handshake.
Wow.
Oh, wow. The Brash handshake.
The Brash handshake.
The Brash Hollywood handshake.
You see Tyler, his chest suddenly puffs up, his eagle wings suddenly unfurl, and he sort of shakes off the rain, and he looks at you, and he like takes your hand and just grasps it. Says, "Thank you, Brash. Thank you."
Go eat.
And he salutes, and he goes below deck.
And he did good on the technical, but now the signature is up.
Stop.
And Brash will just kind of take hold of the helm and let out a very long, exasperated sigh. And just start whistling to himself and head towards shore.
Steamboat Willie style.
Exactly.
I last for an hour, so I'll just keep it up as like the kind of spyglass for folks.
Julio. Okay. Hatch, you're making breakfast for everyone?
Yes, sir.
You have is a very simple, based off of the rations that you have at your disposal in terms of what you could make. There's salted meats, there's beans, there's bread, all very hearty. It's a hearty breakfast. There's a variety of eggs. It is, you should have some vegetables that are dried out a little bit.
Make my world famous Omu rice. With extra love.
We don't really have any rice.
You don't have any rice.
Can
You know what?
do
It's
the
fine.
little-
I'll improvise.
The little octopus squid sausages too.
Yeah, I'll cut up some little wieners and make
Yes.
the fried
Yes.
little Smokies the octopus sausages.
Please give me a God damn it. Please give me a performance check.
That's what I was waiting for. Let's see what monstrosities I come up with. It's a 4.
Okay, it has to be
fucking
canon.
kidding me?
It has to be canon. It has to be canon. It has to.
Hatch is canonically a bad chef.
No, it's the
next in
kitchen.
the
The
Hatch
kitchen is
cookbook.
cursed.
No, it's not. It's not a bad chef. A bad chef is like, you roll a 10, but a 4,
Horrific.
you're like Gordon Ramsay, but if like Gordon Ramsay's one vocation in life was to kill people with food.
He has soggy bottoms.
All right, everybody. Just pulled the soup out of, your breakfast soup out of the larder. Grubs on.
Oh, that does not smell like the gumbo. What is that? Why does it not smell like the gumbo?
Well, I was gonna make you omu rice, but all of the eggs melted, so I threw it all in the bucket.
Omu who? Okay.
Omu rice. It's an omelet over fried rice. But again, we didn't have any rice, okay, and eggs melted, so I took some.
Melted?
Yeah, it happens from time to time. Anyways, I took some lettuce and some cabbage and some carrots, and I squished them all real hard into a ball. Then I put that ball over a burner, and here's breakfast.
I put that box in a box, and I put that box in another box, and then when I get
Oh.
I made it myself and I should with it.
All the nutrients needed for growing bodies.
Okay.
I like to think that this is the Hatch's equivalent of an energy bar.
It's trail mix in a bowl.
Yeah, my mom makes Cliff Bars.
I was actually about to say Cliff Bars.
There goes that sponsorship.
Every single member of the crew, looks at these balls of protein and oat barley weirdness that you've given them.
Roll con saves or something for this.
It's not gonna kill them.
It's perfectly healthy.
And it does provide some nutritional value if you don't really value your life or your nutrition.
Yeah, just high on life right now. He is.
Everybody sort of like takes like this.
Yeah, really. The viscosity is the hard part. That's the hard part to get right.
Oh Christ. Telkar, the female dwarf, is actually the one who's most pleased about the meal, as they are she's a mountain dwarf, so she is a very sturdy stock, and she just seems to like take this and like it's not the worst thing she's ever had.
100 times 0 is still 0.
Lemegli like takes like this is Lemegli and Yanlin they're kind of like the mean girls of the ship. Lemegli is the elf, and Yanlin is the female Harengon who's just like taller and also meaner than Blanche. But Blanche is like you're practically a cousin. So basically, they are both like sort of like picking like pieces out of this little ball of sustenance. Meanwhile, Grill the Kenku is without a doubt the most vocal out of any of them, and is just looks at the ball of whatever you've made in this bowl, and he's like, "This is shit. This is shit. This is shit.
This is the shit. Eat up." And I shove a spoon in his mouth with just a whole food ball in it. Plenty to go around. Ain't nothing gonna bring me down. Ain't nothing gonna.
Grack, meanwhile, he just like puts a little like fire spell onto the thing, just cooking it just slightly more, and then just like tosses it in his mouth and just not half bad.
Okay.
You all are having basically a meal.
I ain't eating that shit.
In the hole or in the below deck of the Hair Trigger, and that is where we will take a break. And we're back though.
Sulfur hexafluoride.
You all enjoy your breakfast. Eventually, you hear a call from Sindir, who is up on the crow's nest. Land ho!
Please tell me he's not glowing like a light bulb.
No.
Okay, good.
Brash, you just sort of hear the call come down from the crow's nest from Sindir.
Thank you very much. And I will whistle real loud, like 3 consecutive long whistles to call everybody up.
And you suddenly, every member of the crew suddenly immediately finds their post and their position. Based off of this sort of the topography that you can see of the coastline in front of you, you do realize that SELAMET is just north of where you need to be. So north of the fishing village that that Pandora witnessed.
So it's still a little ways up from here.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, Captain, I don't have any trouble taking the helm and just skimming the coast for now until we get to where we need to go. Does that sound fine for you?
I don't see any reason why not. You sure you don't want to take a rest? You took a pretty harsh tumble yourself.
Brash is about to say no, he's fine. And then Drakel's words flash in his mind again. Preserve. What is Tinder? Essentially, is what he's simplified it down to. I think I will actually take a little bit of a rest for just a half hour if you want to take over here.
Take a whole hour. How about that?
Okay.
All right.
Appreciate it. But let me know if you need anything. I mean, if you need something, just, holler. I'll be right back up.
I'll be sure to remember that. Get some rest. You deserve it.
All right. And make sure the others don't, make sure they're fine too. I know they had breakfast and all, but I want to make sure that they ain't pushing themselves too hard.
We're still calling that breakfast?
I mean, I figured y'all ate. What did you have?
It was brown hunks of anyway. Brash, it will be fine. Go get some rest. We're just watching the shoreline for a couple of hours. That's all.
Okay. And if that mess needs fixing at some point,
Brash.
Sorry. I'll go to my room.
I was about to say if she needs to, she'll send a couple of her moths to be like pushing you to your bedroom. Like, go rest. And she'll take the helm.
What is Dora doing during this?
She's so fucking done. I think she's keeping her eye up because it lasts for an hour. So as long as she used a pretty big level spell slot on it. So as long as she has it up, she'll just be scanning the shoreline to make sure nothing dangerous, or making sure that she's helping direct the ship, or at least giving half-hearted waves. I think she's just leaning back, sitting down on the deck, and just head against, the what would you call it? Not the wall, but the bow.
Railing?
Yeah, above the boat, just resting her head back. Because she just had a full-on panic attack, and then yacked her guts out. So I think she just wants it to just be quiet for a bit. So she's just sitting on the deck and maybe feeling the breeze on her cheek a little.
Hey, Dora!
She doesn't respond to that name, and keeps her eyes closed.
Pandora!
It's not a real fucking name! She shouts back.
Sounds like a you problem. Come in. We gotta talk.
Drags herself up, stumbles over, and she's wearing, I didn't describe her outfit. She's wearing, blink dog slippers, like bunny slippers, but they're blink dog slippers, and a very large, oversized Blink 182 slippers, and a very large, oversized t-shirt that said, "I went to Brecca and all I got was the stupid t-shirt." Hair yet again is in a messy bun. I think she's even thrown on a pair of like large glasses. No makeup as she shuffles on over. The slippers are completely waterlogged, but you know, we're here.
We're all soaked.
We're all soaked. We're all soaked. So she'll shuffle on over and go, "Yeah."
You seem to be having quite a bit of trouble in that storm.
She looks around and goes, "It was pretty tough for all of us, I think."
Pandora, I have 14 brothers and sisters. I can very easily tell when I'm being lied to.
What? It was tough for everyone. We got you got thrown
You
overboard.
You especially, Pandora. Come on now. I thought we were past this nonsense.
It's fine.
Fine is having a couple of cigarettes, maybe a box of wine or two, reading your favorite story and then crying yourself to sleep. You have been on a bender for days. Talk to me. I don't understand we're not sisters or anything, but I thought we were at least better friends than this.
You see, like, she's genuinely doesn't know what to say. She just kind of, like, lifts up her shoulders and goes, "I'm finding myself. I'm rediscovering me. You know? We've had a lot to think about. Lots of things happened, Captain. So I'm just enjoying the ride that is life. And death."
You ever get in a mood to talk about it, I'm here. Because I've seen... Nope, go ahead.
She'll lean down to you very, like, because she's three times your height?
3 times.
3 times, yeah. She'll fully bend down. Yeah, to lean down to you, and she'll whisper in your ear, "I don't know how."
How what?
Talk.
I beg to differ. You do just fine at talking every other day since I've met you.
About my feelings.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that, but
Yeah.
I had to slap you, Pandora. I didn't enjoy that. I probably should have, but I wasn't able to.
When did you slap me?
In the middle of the storm, while the water was washing everybody half off the deck, I came back up and you were just staring straight ahead.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Sorry.
You don't have to apologize for anything, Pandora, but I've seen true fear before, and not very often.
It's just Dora. Pandora was a stage name.
Dora, then.
I'll figure it out. I'll fix it. All right?
I don't need you to fix it. I need you to tell me how I can help you.
I don't...
You don't need to tell me now. Take your time to figure it out. Just understand I'm here. All right? We've been through a lot at this point.
Be very, like, sheepish, like, very, like, almost like a little girl, you know? Like, kind of like, even though she's, like, hulking, like, towering over you, like, sheepishly kind of, like, nods like a kid who doesn't really know if they're in trouble or not, and they, you know, they're not sure what to do, so, and then she'll uncomfortably back away a few steps, another few steps, turn around and run.
I don't know what I'm going to do with that woman. All right. Back to the helm.
Negative wisdom, baby.
That's got to be my favorite combination of character to play. It's either low intelligence, high wisdom, or high intelligence, low wisdom.
You
it's
have
so fun.
to. You have to. It must be done.
Fun. But yeah, Blanche just goes back to steering the ship, staring straight ahead. She's just basking in the fact that we're all alive at the moment.
Brash, you are at the helm.
Not anymore. I'm not.
Oh, you're
Blanche
not.
is at
That's
the
right.
That's
helm.
me. Yeah.
Blanche is at
Taking
the
a
helm.
nap time.
That's right. Hatch, what are you doing during this period?
Oh boy. I think after serving breakfast to rave reviews, Hatch I'm probably just cleaning up the kitchen, I think, right now. I think that I'm kind of taking my sweet time doing it. Now that the storm is settled, now that everyone has been fed, Hatch is taking his time cleaning up Friedrich's space. And just kind of not mourning, but just thinking about him.
Okay.
I think Hatch was maybe thinking about talking to Pandora, but as soon as as soon as he heard the captain call for her, it's like, okay, all right, that's good. That's taken care of, and I'll just take care of my own things. Don't need to take care of that. Cross it off the list.
The whole crew is just in this perpetual state of shook.
Basically.
While you are in the process of cleaning up and cleaning the kitchen and sort of ruminating on not only the process of cooking and Friedrich and all of that, where's your sword?
I think while I'm cleaning up, I think it's just leaning against the wall in its sheath. But it's a hindrance right now for this task.
Okay.
Although I think I do probably sneak a couple portals just to toss some uneaten food out, like just kind of scraping it into a portal.
The sword is the BBEG.
Everyone is. Everything
I don't
is.
trust it. It's
I trust it with my
talking.
life. It saved my life like 7 times.
At what cost? At what cost?
Having a great conversationalist.
After a period of just cleaning all the food up and thinking over, now that you're no longer fighting for your life amidst the waves, you're able to sort of reflect on the fact that you, with your friends, saved Bright Ray. You saved everybody, Hatch. And it really doesn't matter that, you're a shit cook.
What? Who
And-
says that? Who says that?
And
Nobody says that.
That you're still trying to figure your way around boats.
Fair.
You did save the people that you set out to. And there is nothing more heartwarming, or there's no greater feeling or that gives oneself a sense of accomplishment than knowing that you set out to do a task that seemed impossible and then you did it. During this interlude, Pandora, where did you say you were?
She had awkwardly shuffled away from the big sis talk with Captain Blanche, Probably, yeah. The big little sis talk. Probably would have shuffled below deck. To go back to her room. Unless there was something that was needed on deck. I'm not sure if she was needed. Probably not. Okay, yeah, shuffled back to her room.
Stuff. Okay. I'm going to be dropping a image in the World Lore and Resources chat. This is a chart of SELAMET.
Ooh. Pictures.
I'm immediately looking for any brothels or houses of pleasure that we need to be aware of.
Don't harsh my mellow, man.
I'm
I
not
was gonna
saying
say- I was
I'm
gonna-
not harshing
I was-
any mellows.
I was gonna say you should look for yourself.
Yeah, I'm making sure I know where they are,
Just in case.
just in case.
Okay. Map!
Oh, this is a dense city.
It appears that way. It is actually not as big as Brecca.
Oh,
it's
it's
like
littler.
half the size.
Just still dense for the size still.
I'm looking. There's a trading code. There's a artisan's village. We like the art. I'm looking around the map. Where's the magic at, motherfuckers?
Okay. So the city of SELAMET. There is not really like a copious amount of information aboard ship, but there is sort of a binder that is in the captain's cabin, along with a lot of the charts and maps of the regions, all of the different inlets and potential berthing places for a ship of your size. The one thing that Blanche does very well, perhaps not necessarily in the realm of piracy, but just being in general just a seafaring captain, they take copious amounts of notes and just keeping charts and recalling information. SELAMET is very much a trading outpost. It is very much. It is not a burgeoning metropolis of any kind. It is not. It is very much. We are here because people, the elves of the north, will bring stuff down from the Crystal Expanse, and then they will offload their goods instead of going directly to Brecca, because going directly to Brecca is kind of unsafe and puts them too close into the other routes of other people they have no interest in. Then the other thing that SELAMET is known for is that it has direct connection to a body of water that goes inland all the way to Al-Akr. And so people will offload their stuff at SELAMET, and then it will go by caravan to Al-Akr. It will then go to... Hold on, I'm just going to pull up their map. It will go from SELAMET to Al-Akr, to Yayok, to Al-Bazan, Badeshi. It will go further into the Arshagat Dunes, into the many tiny little settlements that might exist within the Arshagat Dunes, and also into portions of the desert known as the Desert of the Silent Mother. And so that is SELAMET. It is not a magical or a center known for, temples of any kind. There are some religious, there's a religious quarter that is located within the tiers. The Fenhart is sort of the It is the economic heart of the city. All of the buying and selling takes place in there. Everything is offloaded from the docks and then goes into the Fenheart. Ashfall is kind of it is the residential section of the city along with Middlemire. God's Oasis is where everything it's where all of the caravans arrive from the desert when people are bringing things to SELAMET. So they arrive in God's Oasis and then they funnel things through the gates. And then Dune Crest is kind of the it's where the hoity-toity portion of the merchant clans live. Merchant clans, I say, this is not like Brecca merchant clans. These merchant clans, relatively peaceful. They are not cut at each other's throats constantly. They still vie for all kinds of resources, and they are very much sort of, competing with each other. But they are not out to get each other. Some of them do have connections with certain families within Brecca, but they're not at each other's beck and call.
Sounds like the perfect kind of place to lay low and resupply.
My thoughts exactly.
Well, what do we need? The rest of the trip hopefully will not be as tumultuous as this one, but chances are we will need to restock on some things.
Well, we need to get a new mainsail, because as much as I don't mind stitching up that last one, I really can't take any more tails.
Pirate ship needs a proper sail.
Mm-hmm. I think just generally the crew might need it. Well, I mean,
It's only been a day or two, a few days, I think, since we were in Brecca.
That's true, but it's been very long 2 days.
Blanche, you're at the helm, correct?
Yes.
Give me a perception check.
Oh dear.
Maybe it's been longer than a few days. Maybe it's been
Oh dear.
100 years.
Don't say that.
Oh, but wouldn't it be fun, though?
It's a
It
16.
sounds so ominous with the deeper voice.
It does.
Oh, that's right. I saw the deep voice on.
Wouldn't that be fun though?
Wouldn't it be fun, though?
Wouldn't it be fun though?
The 16.
16.
Yeah.
As you gaze around, you're talking to Hatch about the things that, the crew needs. And you're talking about, it's been like 2 days, right? Since we first left Brecca. And you're about to say yes, Blanche. The words are at the tip of your tongue. And then you see something that throws you for a loop. In the sky, it is daytime, and the clouds have begun to completely dissipate. There is some limited cloud cover, but as you're approaching the coast, the rain has slackened off and has moved out to sea behind you. You see the sun, and it's about like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And the sun is moving, and it's definitely past its zenith, and it's moving down towards the horizon, or towards dusk. The moon is not where it's supposed to be. It's in the sky. It's visible. Not that it's unheard of that, the sun, it being daytime, you're able to see the moon. Definitely that happens. But based off of where it was, or where you remember it being, or where it wasn't visible before when you left Brecca, and then you were gone for 2 days out of Brecca, and then, actually, no, you were gone for longer than 2 days, because I remember mentioning that time had passed as you were making your way up the coast. So you realize that based off of the amount of time that you were in the pocket dimension, and you were in the pocket dimension for a day, like a solid day. But you didn't really know like how much time went by as in Odromia.
Yeah. Okay.
Based off of the position of the moon in relation to where it is in the sky, it should not be there. And the only way that it would have been there is if almost 2 weeks have gone by.
Huh. It's like she goes to answer, just yeah. And she's just standing there staring at the moon. Brash?
In my room.
She's just pointing at the moon.
Hatch, she thinks she's having a stroke.
Oh, God. Brash, lay her down. Don't let her swallow her tongue. She's having a medical emergency.
Why is the...
Do you know how to do CPR?
Tell me I'm seeing things. Tell me I'm seeing things, and that is not the moon where I think it is.
Brash is not there.
Oh yeah, I didn't know you were talking to me. I thought you were talking to Hatch.
That was what I said, Brash. She'll look over and go, "Oh shit, where is he? Damn it!"
I'm in my room. Like you told me to be.
Oh, I really don't like that she's not here to answer these questions now. We can't have been in there for nearly that. It's been almost a month, it looks like. Almost, mind you. That's just like half, but it...
Can Dora pop back up? Coming out of a room with another erotica. What was it, Captain?
Moon? Was that where we left it?
Look at the moon. Do I notice anything different?
I'll say you notice it immediately. And you do not have to be like a sea captain. You know how time moves, and you know the phases of the seasons, and what the moon is supposed to look like. Based off of what you're seeing right now, and based off of what you saw of the moon when you were in Brecca, it would appear that almost at least 2.5 weeks have gone by.
You see, like, a familiar but very faint spark in her eye as she goes, turns to you.
The pocket dimension.
Okay.
Time moves differently in the Feywild, right?
Well, in the Feywilds... Understand, I never actually lived there. My parents moved from there. Okay. So that's...
Time moves in different ways in different dimensions.
I suppose I should be grateful it wasn't years, shouldn't I?
Gives you a big old shrug.
Let's just get ashore. I'm done with the water for right now. I never thought I'd say that, but for the right now, I'm done with the water. Let's just get ashore.
It's with this knowledge that you enter the bay, approaching the city of SELAMET. As you are sort of like digesting the idea that you've been gone for almost 2 weeks and 4 days since entering the bag. So it was like you were 2 days out of Brecca. So yeah, almost 3 weeks. You've been gone almost 3 weeks from Brecca. And you're back in the world. You've just survived a massive storm. And now you're approaching the city of SELAMET. It's a lot to take in. You see where the docks are, and there actually is at present, it looks like a good portion of the merchant fleet that usually operates out of SELAMET is currently out. They're not currently berthed right now, which means that there are spots for you to dock. Of the vessels that are currently there are... Actually, give me a perception check.
Everyone, or?
Sure.
Apparently this dice is liking on 16 tonight.
14.
11.
Was it 15, but -1, maybe.
Say I'm still in my room for this.
He's taking a good old nap.
I'm still a little bit out.
He's seeping.
Sounds good.
I knock on my wall. Brash, make a perception check real quick.
Roll something
Do
for
you
me.
perceive things?
Yep, sorry about that.
As you, Captain Blanche, as you look out into the harbor, you see of the ships that are currently docked, there are several that belong to the Nightmare family.
Notices this?
Pandora, you notice the flag, and you only notice the flag because you remember on the massive table in that war room in the Nightmare estate, the little ships that were on that seemed to move along the table had the little flag on top of them, and those are currently fluttering in the breeze atop at least 3 ships that belong to these are merchant ships, mind you. They are not like military vessels. They do have like cannon on them, but they're not like a full battery or anything like that. They're like those little parrot guns that they sit atop, like little small cannon.
And we know we're not technically perceived as a threat anymore because they have the orb now.
Yeah, they got what they wanted from us.
We don't know.
Sure.
As far as we know.
As far as
a fun thing to think.
I mean, let's say this. They know for damn sure that Shiv did not finish the job when they were supposed to light your ass up
and kill us all.
And blow your ship to Kingdom Come. They know that didn't happen.
Yeah.
They know you're still out there.
Yeah, and honestly, like, Lord Nightmare probably would want to wipe us out in one fell swoop.
Probably. But we cannot afford to leave and go sailing back on the open sea right now.
No, I know. I don't know how we could hide our ship in this moment either.
I mean, technically, we can super afford. We can afford fucking anything right now, but
we could get a new. That's true. We could get a new ship.
Buy a new ship?
No, but it's such good memories on this ship. Remember that time we all almost died several times?
Yesterday?
Oh, hold on. What is
Yeah.
Okay, 5 feet to large is 100 feet. I assume the ship is much larger than 100 feet.
Like an aircraft carrier or something?
The ship is bigger than 100 feet by 100 feet, right?
I will tell you the exact dimensions.
A schooner? I don't think a schooner is 100 feet wide.
152
Like,
is
just
the
a
average
box.
length of a schooner.
Damn it!
What's the maximum length of a schooner?
I was
How
gonna
big
cast
is the
Private
schooner?
Sanctum. I was gonna cast Private Sanctum over the boat so that
Schooners could
word it.
actually vary in size. Yeah, length is about 152 feet on average.
Up to 1,000 feet. 10 to
Eh,
11,000 feet.
Well, there goes that idea.
I twied.
Schooners are 10,000 feet long by 3 feet wide.
The needle of the sea.
I'm not sure if I should do this. I don't think it would make sense.
So,
Big long canoe.
in the berthed currently in the harbor, you do see of the merchant ships that belong to the Nightmoors, you do see your ship is a 3-masted schooner. You do see several 4-masted schooners. There are some. There is a 2-masted topsail schooner, which is a smaller ship than yours. There are there is the largest ship that you see there is you would consider to be a frigate.
Oh my god. The cargo we could carry.
Is a bigger ship worth it, though, or should we go smaller?
I don't think we have the manpower for a frigate.
Yeah.
No. That takes a 50-man crew at least.
That's 50 different voices Andy would have to do.
Hey, he's not arguing.
Yeah.
I'll do it. But you gotta give me time to practice.
But no, I think probably going with just a different size ship than what we've already got is probably the best option, just so we can try to camouflage a little bit. They keep spotting us a mile off in this ship.
Yeah.
I imagine that with that storm, all of our chameleon paint job that we did is probably washed off.
The pinstripe is
Also,
cheaping.
I'll say, weren't they able to like teleport into the bow or something like that too?
Something like
Yeah.
that. I mean, they
So-
pulled alongside and then jumped in. I don't know if they could just from the shore do that.
No, they didn't. They didn't teleport from like a far off location. They were
Okay.
aboard. They were aboard the Charybdis Marauder vessel before they got
Okay,
aboard.
so
They
that's
might
a
have
win.
dimension door their own way in.
But that's a win though. 'Cause it's not like they had like you can just hop on in whenever they try to board.
Maybe it would be worth, rather than buying a new boat, hiring someone that could maybe help us prevent further incursions onto our vessel. Someone that could ward our boat, maybe.
As you all are discussing different things that you could do, whether it's purchasing a new vessel, which I don't know, Blanche might be loath to do. This is her
This is
ship.
a baby.
This is her baby. Plus repainting something on another ship, naming the bigger ship the hair trigger. It's
The
hair
bigger
trigger
hair
2.
trigger. Yeah, the rehairning. Electric
re-
blue.
As you all discuss ways to protect the ship, ways to arm the ship, ways to obscure the ship from view, you see just off in the distance where the Northern Suresteer Trading Company has their sort of, it's not a fortress per se, but it isn't not a castle. It is a place where gun emplacements are located. You see a flare go up from the top of the castle, and it is a yellow flare. And it's just it's a signal to you, letting you know that they see you and that there is a place to berth or dock. and you are free to come in to the bay. Rack, who is in the crow's nest currently, he sends off a green signal flare just in acknowledgement.
Oh, well, let's find the berth absolutely the furthest away from the Nightmare ships and work our way down from there. Hopefully they don't notice us.
Okay. They're all located just the furthest west. So you would be taking the easternmost, which is actually technically closer to where you want to be anyway. So you very deftly pull in alongside one of the docks, and very slowly the crew sort of hops out and sort of leans out away from the railing of the ship, and then hops down and then begins to tie off the ship, and the hair trigger comes to rest in the city of SELAMET.
Captain, do we still need to go by the watch ship? Is that something we still must do?
Oh, I don't want to get rid of it. It was so fun. It confused so many people.
It confused us, Captain.
I know, that was the fun part.
At this point, Brash, you hear you're awakened with like a heavy knock at your door.
Yeah.
The captain has called us. You hear Dozer's voice. The captain has called us up all upon the main deck.
Yeah, on my way. And I'll get up and kind of like realize that a bunch of my stuff has gotten like tossed around in the storm. And real quick, I'll just kind of scoop a bunch of it up and place it on my bed. And when I do that, I'll see like a little folder of a bunch of unfinished songs that I never really got around to once I started sailing. I'll just make a mental note of that, and I'll head up topside.
And that is where we will leave it for tonight.
New areas, explore new areas.
We lived!
Make new friends, make new enemies, new areas.
Climb to the top of the tallest tower and jump into a hay bale to get a view of the surroundings.
Well, a ominous screech of an eagle or a seagull also happens
seagull?
at the same time.
Oh, is that how it happened in Black Flag?
Sometimes.
Thank you all for watching. Please tune in next time as our intrepid heroes, the crew of the Hair Trigger, explore a new city upon the coast of Suristir in the world of Odromia. What new secrets, mysteries will they uncover? What new enemies will now harrow their every path? Who can say? But yeah, catch it all next time at our 13th episode.
That's not a lucky number.
That's my lucky number. I'm excited.
But we love you all. We hope you have a great rest of your week. And may you roll nothing but nat 20s. Good night.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Bye.